Hey guys, good morning. For some reason I was up really early this morning and feeling really good, so I wanted to come on here and do my card pulls instead of YouTube because I felt like there would be some people hopping on to Facebook instead of YouTube. However, if you do take the time to go onto YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, just like the video under YouTube. It's really helpful for me. And I am doing a pick a card reading. Yesterday I posted what the cards were, and underneath TikTok I've already done a tea leaf reading, so you might want to check that out. And it's also underneath my Instagram story. I gave you guys a little preview underneath my Facebook story yesterday, but you can watch the full video there. So daily TikToks and also my daily readings underneath YouTube. But if you happen to catch me live, then if you have a question or you want a message, I can do that for you. So for some reason, I feel like actually giving us general messages, okay? I have an anxiety class tonight called Anxiety Bites, tools to release stress, tools to release anxiety, etc. And I'm already feeling like, that's at 6:15 p.m. by the way. I'm already feeling like there's a lot of energy coming up for that class. So if you're the type of person who has a hard time like letting go of emotional baggage or emotional stuff that's happened to you from the past, this is going to be a good class to come into. So if you're hopping on, if you want a general message, I can give you one, or if you have a question, we're doing a pick a card today, so card 1, 2, or 3. First thing I'm getting, actually, if you picked card number 1, I posted them yesterday. I'll show you them in a minute, but if you're picking card number 1, and feel free to share which one you're picking, I'm getting what we were just saying, let go. It's really, really, really important, okay? If you're picking card number 2, what I'm getting is to please yourself, to focus on pleasing yourself. And then card number 3, if you're picking that, it's interesting, 2 of the exact same cards came up from yesterday. And then the winter card came up as number 1. And in my tea leaf reading, I was saying there's a strong winter energy. And so for me, when I think about winter, I think about us needing to go inward in order to kind of like think about what we want to create for summer. And so the way I see that is actually we're kind of like planting seeds in the winter in order to have more joy later. So if you feel like, if you're picking card number 1, if you're, as I was saying, if you're having a hard time, if you're grieving, or just things are just not easy for you to release because you like to attach yourself to negativity, then it's important that you are doing some shadow work, okay? So card number 1 is about shadow work. And then the card number 2 is snake. And snake is about like rebirth. So as I was saying, pleasing yourself, that sort of thing. It could be related to relationships. But what often a snake represents is they're very healing. A lot of people are scared of snakes, but they're actually very healing. They're very, I feel like, mystical and prophetic. So you might find, if you're picking card number 2, that you could be actually way more intuitive than you realize. If you get those hunches, but you don't follow through with them, but you know that you get those strong inclinations to act on a feeling, that sort of thing, that's important to listen to. So I'm getting to start tapping into the intuition. And on the 10th of April, which is this Sunday, at that one I feel like is at 7. I want to say it's at 7. Anyway, you can check it out underneath my Facebook events. But if you want to learn how to read cards and tap into the intuition, if you're picking card number 2, that would be a good class for you to hop into as well. So card number 1, if you're picking that winter then it's important. I think more of the anxiety class would be helpful for you tonight. If you're picking card number 2, the tarot and angel card class will be really supportive for you, more healing, more time for you to learn how to listen. Okay? 1 and 3, please, Patty says. Okay. So, and again, I'm doing general messages for specific people as well if you want. So card number 3 is green, and green typically represents the heart chakra. Let's grab it. So green says compassion, love, and cultivation, okay? So green, other messages that I'm getting as we were just talking about the heart chakra, green can represent new beginnings, new starts as well, like fertility, things like that. What are you creating? So as a general theme, what we're getting here is plant seeds and work on yourself. If you watched my weekly reading already, then you would know that this is a very healing week. But there's a lot of work that's coming in. That's probably why I felt drawn to the anxiety class and the intuition class. But card number 3 is also talking about forgiveness, okay? That comes up in a lot of people's sessions. It's making me feel really like overwhelming in a positive emotional way, because I get when we forgive, it's just such a release. You just kind of feel like, And when there's drama, you feel like, again, that anxiety feeling. So a lot of it is, if you're choosing card number 3, you really need positive environments, okay? So this might seem like common sense, but like if you have like heavy stuff in your space, like people who have depression or something like that, like that's a negative environment. So you might think, okay, I live with someone who has depression, but I want to be supportive. A lot of people are sick right now too. But it's also like really important that you're not spending a lot of time like around the person that's really down. And again, you might want to comfort. So it's playing with that energy and thinking, okay, well, maybe can we both get outside, and when we're both outside, that'll raise our vibration, and then things will start to move and take care of itself, type of thing. So if you're inside and you're around someone with depression, move the energy, okay? If you can't do that, remove yourself and go into the space that you need to like re-energize, okay? I feel like that's specific because Patty was saying she's picking number 3. So again, if you're watching and you want a specific message, let me know. So you're picking card number 1, okay? Card number 2, snake, or 3. So card number 1, we can see, let me know too, since you're live, if you see anything, because we were talking about Patty, because she's the one writing what card she's picking. And if you look at the actual image, again, Patty, you would probably enjoy the card class. But if you look at the image, this person kind of has like their fancy fur on. And although they might be a little cold, they also seem pretty content. So if you're picking card number 1, you might be working on contentment. And if you don't know what contentment means, essentially it's just learning to, again, let go of all the clutter and let go of all the energy that you're experiencing. So a healing session would also be great for people picking card number 1. If you do pick card number 2, hi Emily, let me know what card you're picking as well if you would like a general message. And guys, on the 16th of April, I also have a full moon ritual and healing on Zoom. So that's only $11.11. So if you'd like to join in for that, you might want to sign up. I currently only have 1 person signed up. So regardless, it's going to be a go ahead. And those are going to be recorded and then put underneath the VIP memberships. And my birthday's on the 15th. So it'll kind of be like a full moon birthday, Easter thing. So I'm feeling really emotional with the snake. And the snake, if you think, and let me know guys, what do you see in the card? Does this mean anything to you? I'm getting like there might be a lot of distraction for you at this time as well. So it might even be watching this video. You might find like, and I'm getting really hot too, that maybe being in environments that are even healing could be like really a lot for you if you're really sensitive. So what I'm getting is if you're picking card number 2 with the snake, it's showing you things, it's teaching you things. Like everything's moderation, right? When we go in and we do healings, we make sure that we can hold space for ourselves. And then after our healing, we actually still need to hold space for ourselves as well. So it might be that nature walk, right? So I get healing, then I go for my nature walk. Then after my nature walk, maybe you have something healthy to eat, and then you work for the rest of the day, whatever it is. But I plan on, I have a couple like little things to organize this morning, and then I'm going and doing my good deed. So I'm dropping people off some food and drink this morning, and then I'm going and taking my dog out for a nice nature walk. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get more stuff done. But I'm just like structuring things for myself today. So I must be picking card number 2 myself, to make sure that I'm putting myself first, right? So that's what the snake shows us, to really connect to what it is that we need and listen to that with faith, okay? So a general message, please. Oh, wow, your birthday will be awesome. Yeah, I think so. We're just going to have a Mexican night, actually. So that's what we're doing for our Easter Friday. And my goal is to have our gazebo up outside and get all of our like patio furniture on and start creating really nice yard space, because I'm a yard person. So love is coming up with card number 3. And again, let me know if green represents anything to you. It certainly does for me. So Emily, when we go into you, I'd say you're more card number 3, actually. So whether you said that or not. But your general message is you might be hot and cold. You might be touch and go. You might be on the run. You might be rushy. And what rushy is it's basically when we're in fight or flight, like all the time. So what is the opposite of fight or flight? Rest and relaxation. And there are so many people right now that I feel like are sick because they are like trying to avoid sickness, and by trying to avoid something, you actually attract it. So Emily, you would actually really benefit from attending the Anxiety Bites class that I have going on at 6:15 tonight. If you're able to join, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, that touch and go aspect is something you want to really start to tame, because you so deserve to feel great. Okay, so feeling worthy, all of that stuff, super important. All right, so again, if you feel called, just let me know. So card number 3, to me, what green represents, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it's coming up for a reason. These new starts that people are entering, it's coming in with all the other energy workers and readers as well on YouTube anyway, that we're just hitting like this new thing that's happening right now, where it feels like people are actually opening up a lot more than they've ever been open. But I feel like it's really scary for people. Not everybody likes change. Not everybody wants to grow. So that's where the forgiveness was coming up too. If emotionally you're finding you're starting to open up your heart space, that's amazing. So maybe giving yourself a pat on the back, maybe just like rewarding yourself, and continue to raise your vibration, because the more you do, the easier things will become. If you feel like you're dragging your butt around, it might be because you're not allowing yourself to change either. Like you might find like, oh, change is a bad thing. I don't want to change too quickly. And that's happening to me as well, where when I'm up leveling and I'm making all these changes, it's like, oh my God, I want to stay in my comfort zone. How are people going to react to me when I change, right? It doesn't matter. So maybe that's a message for you as well. It doesn't matter what other people think, and we have to get out of our comfort zone. We tell ourselves it matters what other people think, but deep down that might just be keeping you safe. So safety might be a thing for you as well to start working on. Safety is our root chakra, it's finances, it's what we're putting into our body, that sort of thing. So if your nervous system is also a little wonky, join us tonight. Lots of reason to, okay? So that's our reading. It ended up being 15 minutes. Again, I don't always control how things are going to happen or what's going to happen, but those are our messages for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, feel free to share as well. Hi, could I have a message? Yes, you can. Just no stress. Hi, it's been a while. 3 comes up in my life continuously, Jess says, always has. Green makes me think of my heart as well. Been working on opening my heart this week, actually. Yes, and you and I think everybody else, if you watched my weekly underneath YouTube, I do monthlies, weeklies, that sort of thing, dailies now. I kind of have started dailies and then stopped, but just the weekly was talking about, because today's Thursday, that as the week went on, you're going to find the energies getting better, right? So it makes sense why you feel like you're like, oh, my heart's starting to open and open and open. I kind of get this like butterfly feeling and this celebration feeling of when we've accomplished something in our life. Yeah, we deserve to celebrate, and that's just giving me chills everywhere. So you might not realize how important it is for you to be celebrating what you've been through, right? That is your that story that we have is our strength. So Jess, if you're interested in joining my podcast, I do have some spots that have popped up for specific people anyway, and I'm feeling called for you to share with us some things. So you can't see people, so that makes some people nervous. It's literally just we're having like a little coffee chat, and that's it. So inbox me if you want to join us. Okay. It's interesting because I knew that there would be somebody that does yoga that was going to be, that was supposed to be on my podcast, because I'm like, I don't really have a lot of yogis coming on. I have one coming on, but she's talking about PTSD. So she's not really as much in the yoga world right now, but it doesn't have to be about yoga, but I kind of have some other ideas for the conversation as well, if you're open to it, because I never want to pressure people to share things about themselves, so they get to also have control over our topics. All right, so I love you guys so much. Take care, and bye for now. Chatty cat.